Hello fellas, and welcome back to Factorio. Now, as you can see, we are not in the main base, as we normally would be, because a little while ago we had the update to 1.6. This happened, I think it was a bit before Christmas, I believe, and basically I just wanted to go through a quick set of the updates that have happened with this one. The main ones are things like apparently the major features into 1.6, because we was in 1.5, so 1.15 into 0.16. They've had things like logistics buffer chest, which is a similar kind of thing to the storage chest in a sense, I believe. The only difference is with the storage chest, you actually pick what goes in it, whereas the storage chest, anything will go in it. I think that's the main difference between those two, and they're still available to the network. Artillery wagons and artillery turrets are now in the game, which shoot at huge distances, literally huge distances. I think like somewhere like 250 blocks to 500 blocks. It's a huge amount of distance. And then we get things added like cliffs, which aren't really cliffs, they're just a visual representation, and we'll probably end up seeing those in the future to some extent. I'm not sure how close, but we'll see them at some point. They're the major features. Another ones are things like trap block visualization, so train blocks. You can actually see where the blocks, when you like put one of those lights down with chase signals and things, it shows you where the blocks are to help you get your trains working better. Moving into ghosts, we revived them, so if you build something over the top of like a ghost, I think it's sort of if it's like got one of the like if you've like broken something, it's got like settings for it through the network, they'll try and copy the settings if it can. So like if you've got a cable that's got a wire over it, and it's got like a setting on that chest or next to it or something like that. If the chest gets destroyed, it will copy all the what's the names, everything you've all set for it and everything. That will all stay on there. Schedules and conditions have changed. Now you can drag them along, which is very nice. Some new tutorials for construction robots. You can now replace the splitters and underground belts. If you drag a belt over the top of an underground belt, it will replace the belt completely rather than just stopping. However, you need to ensure you've got like a you want to sort of know if you want to do it, because otherwise you'll just lose the belt. So you need to be a little cautious with it. Robot ports now use repair packs for all the robots in each of the different ones rather than just in that single port. What's this, logistical tooltips. Count the items in the requester says. So in other words, this one, if you basically copy something into a requester chest, it will request double the amount of items one of the makers require. So if it needs five copper wire, it requests 10, and it does that way to say it's a simple way of doing it. I think you can change it yourself if you want to, but it just gives it a standard one to begin with. Players inventory can now be filtered, like you could middle click it and do it that way. New trains and train generation. Yep. Different train generations, so all the train around what we've already seen will be completely different, which I'm not too bothered about actually, because the bit I've already discovered essentially the main part that I wanted to, so that I'm okay with that. Terrains including stone path and concrete have new water transitions, so they look nicer and neater and they work better. And also map generation dialogue. Essentially, when you make a new map, you can actually view the map itself rather than just going in and restarting a new one, which saves you a hell of a lot of time. and storage chests can be filters. All these minor ones, I'm not going to go through these ones so much. Basically, a lot of the ones are things like all the graphics updates. Everything's all in high resolution now, so you'll get to see that. And there's new alert icons, new blueprint ghosts and things. All the belts and pipes point in the correct directions in actual corner, rather than just sticking in straight lines. There's all sorts of new things going along as well. And then there's the optimizations and balancings and things like that. So, if we get back into the game, which will be, is it? I'm trying to think. 3-4. Is it that one? I think it's that one. Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. This won't take too long, and it'll come up with another one. So these are all the things that have changed. Right. Oh, technology. You can't get cluster grenades now, which I'm kind of surprised about. Entities, things like trees. Some trees have been taken out. Some rocks have been taken out. Smart chest dummy. Don't ask me what that's about. 300 smart chest dummies. I don't think I have any of those, to be honest. So, decorations, things like rocks and things, tiles. Essentially, all the tiles we've seen, like all the grass, it's been changed with the high res. Dirt, it's all been changed with the high res ones. This is essentially all the high res stuff being changed. So look at the difference now. It's much different. Visually, anyway, you can surely tell the difference between it. So last episode we pretty much did this lot. This episode we have laser turrets, and hopefully, if we have the time, we want to try and get on the blue science as well. And speaking of science, I'm moving. Let's head back up to these laser turrets. I want to do them first. We have, let's have a look at these technologies. We have clip explosives. I'll research that in the meantime. Otherwise, we have the other new research, which I don't think we have. Oh, cluster grenades. Oh, it's damage, okay. Yep, that's not quite what I was looking for. So, can't have cluster grenades anymore. So, which is fair enough, I suppose. There's no cluster grenades. It's just standard grenades rather than clusters. So, fair dues. And here is the turret ones. There's the artillery. This one, it's quite a late one. You need the military and the high-tech science, which is fair enough. It seems like an end game kind of thing. If you're using one of these, biters will come to try and attack it once you've used one. They are automatic and they will destroy worms in colossal format. Look at the damage of that. 500 physical and 500 explosive damage. It's gonna wipe out a hell of a amount of stuff. Targeting remote. So if you get one of these, you probably have it in your bar or something like that. And if you go onto your map, you could just click somewhere and it'll fire off. You got the wagon and the main turret, which is obviously the standard ones. But yeah, they do a hell of a lot of distance. These production sciences, they believe used to take, I think, radars or something like that. I'm not 100% certain, but they actually had 3 ingredients. They now have 2. Thankfully, we haven't done them at this precise moment, so that's okay. So we've not sort of lost out there. It's not broken the thing too much. But today, what we'll be doing is I'm going to get these on to begin with, and I want to hopefully get some blueprints of these. But I'll probably do them offline and show you next week as well. Next week, the next episode. So this is essentially what we need. I want to get 10 of these on the go, and it requires us to have 5 of these circuits. If I press Alt, no. 5 of the the secondary electronic circuits. That's what I was thinking of, and this copper wire. And this is essentially a physical ratio to do the lot. So one of them will work for 2. and it's working like that. 3 of them could do 2, 3 could do 2, and then there's a spare one. And then all it needs is steel and batteries, which we made batteries in the last episode. Now then, what we want to do is, so now I've got, how many is it? 10, 5, and 8. So, and since we're using 8, I'm actually going to change this once more to do it in that kind of manner, like that. And then we'll put it on this end because it will save space. We've still got all this bond bit then. Now, once that's done, we'll have these sent through the centre. That should probably be the best way. Now, we've got these two. They can go like that. The first two are fine. So we'll have them coming out in the centre as we do. Now then, here we've got to go under there and out from there. And what we'll do is we'll split it. So we'll move it one further. And I suppose here's one way we could do it. Q. No, Q. Rotate that there. Now watch this. This is part of that update. You can go straight over that. Beforehand, it wouldn't do that at all. Now, let us do 3 and do there. Then we'll have the underground to the longest length, 4. And put them there, and we'll go on the tops. Missed. I think this is probably the best way for us to go about it. And we need, oops a daisy, go away. There. Do it that way. Yep, that should do. And then we'll have the next ones. Again, they'll go there. Bump, bump. And then we'll have the last gap. Let's do the underground to there. And because this is the last one, we can just do it the standard, and we want to put it as far. Do it like that. That I believe is probably going to be the best method for it. That works, doesn't it? Yep, that will do. The reason why I'm doing it there is so there's actually an extra few blocks, and it's putting less pressure on the system, I think. Now then, this will be nice. This should be relatively easy to do. Ooh, not quite. Right, we'll do it like that. There. This copper's on this side. Right, we need copper in this middle one. Where are we going to get this copper from? God knows. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think that through, did I? That was my bad part on me there. There we go, fellas. I've relocated it. I can't believe I did that. That was a massive error on my part. I basically just copied it with the blueprint, so it was nice. Oh, you could do these on blue. Oh, I suppose that's nice and helpful. I didn't realize you could do that. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, I did it with that one. Go away. So now all I need to do is basically belt the copper, the steel, and the batteries. Now these have their own lines, as they always do. I'll send these down to about there. I'll do that sort of future time though. I'll get the steel down here. Yep. That's really slow walking on that. Same with this one. We need iron as well. So yeah, we need iron for the these, which I didn't think about. Oh shit. Here I can do the splitter to even them off. Like that. And that should start going now. I just need to paste the iron in. That. There we go. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do that, so it evens it out beforehand. And hopefully, we shouldn't find any iron being put in here. So there is copper on that one. I don't think it's been put on the splitter. We'll find out because we'll have iron on the end of here at some point. But I believe that's making these now. So all I need now is an offload. So then, yep, these are making, are they? There's enough. Yep, there we go. Right, output, and then we'll have the main chest, which is on there, and then that will basically go into there. Gotta remember my buttons. I'm a bit sort of out of the loop with them a little bit. Right. So yep, they can have the ends as they was. I'll have to do this on both sides like that, I think. Which is a little unfortunate. It's a slight waste of resources. Those. Gonna have to move that up one. There. I believe that should do the lot. There we go. I think we're getting our pots. Yep. Now then, this just needs some electricity. There. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to plot this into 500. I believe they stack to 100. So 500 of them is the maximum I'm going to do. The reason being is once I've got the robots, I want a hell of a lot. So that's why I'm bulk stocking. That, I believe, is the entire thing. That's all that done. Now then, time to move to the research. Right then fellas, we've got a large one here, so prepare for some cuts. This one we need quite a lot of stuff. First off we need, well, these ones take 12 seconds, so I'm having 12 for now, but yeah, 12 seconds, so potentially 1 per second. Well, I've got 10, so we're going to have 10 of these, similar to the rest. I'm probably going to expand later on, but at the moment 10 will be fine. Then we've got these require 6 advanced circuits to fill the demand, because it's one. We need 1 for each of them, so it's 12, and they 12 seconds, and these take 6 seconds. So one will do 2, because you'll make 2 every 12 seconds. So that's how we require that many. Because these take half a second, we can do 2 to fit these 6, so 1 to each one, and we need 3 copper. That's just that section. Here these take basically 2 seconds less, so we're basically going to do the 10. It might take 12 seconds, but you could probably get away with 9, but 10 will do, and they just require pipes and gears. Pipes require the iron as well as the gears require iron. One belt could do both, and they also require steel, which will come through the top. That's those 2 done, and then we need these miners, which require these 2 sets of essentially an iron gears requirement each. We need 5 every 2 seconds. These can make 4 every 1 second, so 8 every 2 seconds, so not quite enough. We need 10 every 2 seconds, so yeah, we'll require 2 of those. This one, we want the copper and the iron going through the single belt as well. So that's how we're going to work that. It's going to take a hell of a lot of space, and this is basically where we're doing it. So thankfully, I'm in the right place for it. So I'm just going to copy and paste this down here with this blueprint, which we're going to delete because we don't need it now. Let's get a new blueprint. Nope, yep, a new one. Thankfully, these are free now. If I go from there to there, I can basically copy this. Let's just do these. No more tree. Throw that down there. That way I can just see what there is. I can actually remove these then. I'm going to remove these and begin to figure out what we can do. Okay fellas, I'm thinking kind of like a similar method we did with this one here, where we had essentially the twos on the sides, pairs on the outside and one in the middle. We've done it slightly different this way because we need twice as many of these ones. However, these don't require a lot at all, so this is probably the best place for these. And we'll just throw them on here and in there and down there, and they'll pick them up as they need them. Because we only need one of each for each of these, so these can pretty much just reach over the like that. Yeah, that's probably the best way for it. Right. So now we've got the layout set up. I'm going to go away and get these all sort of attached. Where am I being attacked? There. Any particular reason? No, they're not out. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. It was just attack. Yeah, I'm getting attacked a hell of a lot. It's a bit tricky to work through. But right. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of get all the other resources, like all this copper cable, gears, pipes, etc. I'm gonna get all that sort of set up down this bottom end so we can belt it all together. Here we go fellas, I think I have sorted the whole thing. It is a little bit of a mess, particularly when you get down to this bit, but I think I've got it. Basically, you see, I think what we're going to do is we're going to sort of do it as it comes. It's going to be a bit of an unusual one. Well, for starters, we can move that a little further away. Right, so we've got copper going in there. That's going to start making copper cable. What we'll do then is we'll get this iron in here, which will go from there, and we'll grab. Oops, that's the wrong way. That way. I'll have that there, and that's where iron goes in. Over here, this is where the plastic goes in, and we're gonna do it in easier way. Oops, it easy. Got to do that first. Right. Do that underground. Rotate. Yep, and plastic goes through that way. And that should split on this half. We've also got this set of iron here, going like that. Then we've got steel going under here. Once we've done that one, I think that's all the inputs we need, and if my calculations are correct, that should do. Now what this is doing is making all the copper that's required for these circuits, and when it comes to it, it is for these and these, and that seems to be working. Right, this isn't hit right here, so now it is. That will now get iron. Once this is iron, this one will start. There we go. That's that one gone. So that's getting its copper cable. No, it's getting circuits, gears, and plates. plates from here and circuits and gears from here. It's taking a bit longer than it would do normally, but it's working. These gears basically should be enough for both that one, and the gears that go along the side. And it doesn't seem to pick up them all, so it seems to be okay, I think. Yeah, this copper cable should do both all these and for all of these. These are being made, and we are getting them. Aha! Oh, I've forgotten some of underground belts here. But apart from them, oh god, that wasn't meant to happen. I think I've got that going correctly. Oops. They should all be coming out of there. Right, what are these missing? Electronic circuits. Why? What's wrong with these? Why are these not getting electric circuits from that? They do pick up from it. Ah, these they're requiring some of these. So it's just taking them a couple seconds to back up, but they are being made. We're just waiting for the these to end up down the bottom end. So they're taking 12 seconds, and these take 2 seconds. That's why we've got 2, 1 for each 6. So they are working. They're just taking a couple seconds to get down. But we are getting the blue science packs, which is a brilliant success. Which I'm actually, it's not as though I'm surprised. I'm sort of overwhelmed at how well that's gone. I was expecting that to sort of be a bit more of a struggle, but no, it wasn't. I would balance this, but it's relatively pointless because they're being split into single belts anyway. These gears being taken from underneath this, I couldn't quite do it with one of them because it had took off these, and I can't go that way because this requires them. So I've had to use 2 undergrounds to that one. I'm being attacked somewhere. It's a bit low. I'll have to go there in a second. This one out. Oh, wow, this one's getting quite a lot there. Wow. Okay then. Yeah, I'm going to do that one. So yeah, I'm going to sort that out. I'm going to throw off a few of these new laser turrets I've got. But I'm surprised that is done. All we need to do is send this down this way. Did it nice? Like that. And this will go attached to here. Hopefully I've got enough to belt it all the way down here. Bingo. Now that should help us start our research. I'm not going to do any yet. In fact, actually, I'm not going to do any at this precise moment in time because it's I want to sort of get a small stockpile for them. So I'm going to leave them for now, and we'll come back to him. Maybe in the next episode I'll show you a couple of them working. But we are getting the blue science. And considering what technologies you need, it's actually smaller than what's required up here. Because, well, it's kind of about the same. This is all just one thing mostly, with a couple extras. This is like 3 other things being added to make everything for one thing. And I could actually make it a square smaller if you look. See, this square, this set and this set aren't working, so it could have been a little thinner. But I am actually really happy with how that's gone. I was expecting that to go wrong somewhere, but it hasn't, and I'm really proud of that. So, hey, blue science and laser turrets. And I'm going to put both of them to use now. So thanks for watching. Leave a like if you like this episode. Subscribe to see some more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.